Line 6 Powercab 112 and 112 Plus have the same output power, they have the same cabinet design and weight, the same 6 speaker modes and the same speaker configuration, so Powercab 112 in lots of situations will sound exactly the same as the Plus. But for users that require a little bit more, the Plus has some interesting extra features. Powercab 112 Plus can store 128 impulse responses, it has 128 customizable presets, MIDI in and out, Line 6 Link AAS-EBU, an extra input and the USB. And the USB can be used for streaming audio to and from Powercab as well as using the Powercab Edit software. The top panel lets us access, tweak and save presets. And the select knob will move through the presets and you can see that each preset can be color coded, and if I press it, I'm going to enter the menu pages. So first up, we come to mode. So press to edit, then use the select knob to change between the options. Here we choose between flat, speaker or user IR. And when we've made our choice, we press select again and then move through the other parameters. So let's take a look at the 3 modes. Flat mode is the flat response mode. It has 3 different voicings that set the EQ and the crossover settings for the high frequency driver. FRFR uses the high frequency compression driver with a flattened frequency response EQ for a full range operation. LF Raw uses only the 12-inch speaker with no EQ, allowing it to behave like a traditional guitar speaker. And LF Flat uses only the 12-inch speaker, but with a flattened frequency response EQ. Speaker mode is for Powercab's amp in the room feel. It's intended to respond like a real guitar speaker for a traditional amp in the room experience. And this mode applies the different tonal characteristics of the selected speaker model. There are 6 models to choose from, and a natural mode, which is the unaltered sound of the speaker in Powercab. And this mode has the following 3 adjustable parameters. Speaker model, which selects which speaker model is being applied. DI mic model, for choosing one of the 16 different microphone models that are added to the XLR output. And finally, the mic distance, which sets the distance between the simulated microphone and the simulated cabinet on the XLR output. Powercab 112 uses a fixed position SM57 on its output. User IR mode is for loading third-party cabinet or even acoustic body resonance impulse responses. IR selects one of the 128 impulse responses. You simply load them up via the Powercab editor. And every one of these 3 modes also has parameters for low cut. So if your tone is too muddy or boomy, you can apply the low cut filter to clean it up. High cut, so if your tone is too harsh and unnatural sounding, you can apply the high cut filter to reduce the high frequencies, and the level for each preset. And each preset also allows us to change the color of the LED ring. Press and hold the home button to access the global settings menu. This is the usual things you might expect, like the input gain levels and MIDI features, but it also has a few slightly unusual ones. So one of these is the HF trim, where you can adjust the gain of the high frequency compression driver to your taste. Or USB mode, where you can choose between normal or processed. Normal will play back audio and leave it unprocessed for maybe listening to your music on Powercab, but process will add an impulse response or speaker model to the audio so that you could record it back into your DAW. So it's a great feature for adding IRs or speaker models to a modeler without that facility. All of the features that we've discussed can be switched via MIDI, so if you want to use a modeler to switch speaker modes or microphones for each of its presets, then Powercab can do that too. You just see the manual for the full MIDI specs. Powercab 112 Plus also has the extra input, so you could feed a signal from a mixer to Powercab and use it as a stage monitor, maybe listening to some backing vocals at the same time as your guitar sound. Set input 2 mode to monitor, and the 2 crossovers will allow this input to be full range, even while simultaneously using the speaker models. In this mode, input 2 does not go to the XLR output in order to avoid feedback loops. The AES APU connection means you can plug into Powercab digitally, which means when using the model as digital output, there's one less AD conversion. And if you're a Line 6 Helix user, the Line 6 link connection enables Powercab 112 Plus to talk to the Helix range of processors. It can automatically create a stereo pair if you have two Powercab Pluses. So thanks for watching, and please check out the other videos in the series for more information.